Welcome to the podcast. Stop Crying Poser. Greatest podcast known to man, as voted by a plumber named Mario and his taller and smarter brother Luigi. Who do we have in the chat room today? Shout out to Cam702, Kickflip Back Nose Blunt, Day Day, Mr. Jesus, Support the Farts, iBook Boy, Cam, Love My Toe, OGZ, Day Day, Cam. All right, just the same names over and over again. Appreciate you guys being here. The time is 3:36. We do this podcast every single Friday, right around 3:30 p.m. Pacific time, right here on twitch.tv/Ninja Lifestyle. I just got done eating 2 drumsticks of chicken. And I bought them because earlier this week, I ate a steak, and the steak costed me $14. Thanks, Joe Biden. So I said, you know what? If I'm going to eat something expensive for my Thursday night meal, Wednesday, whatever day that was, then for the rest of the week, I have to eat like a bum. So I ate the drumsticks, ate the last 2 right now. Horrible. Drumsticks are the worst part of the chicken, which historically doesn't make sense because it's just a bigger version of the chicken wing drumstick, right? Why is a chicken's leg so much nastier than when you eat the drumstick part of the chicken wing? Also, well-argued fact in American history, what's the best part, what's the best chicken wing? The flat or the drum? I always say the drum, because I can eat it with one hand. And then you get people going, well, you got to get your tongue into it. And I go, wait, what? And they go, yeah, you got to tongue in to the flat, and that's how you get it. And I say, I still need 2 hands. They go, no, you're not tonguing it enough. Clearly, you don't know your way around an asshole when you tongue it. And I go, no, I don't. That's why I like drumsticks. And fine, if you want to eat assholes, then maybe eat all the flats you want. And I don't care. It's a free country. So that's how I started my day. It was a nice week of eating and drinking some beers, hanging out, gambling, playing some pool. It's been an eventful week, but not a whole lot of topics with substance. I will tell you guys that on Tuesday, I undertook a challenge that I made up. It wasn't an internet challenge. Not everything has to be the cold water challenge, the hot chip challenge. Not everything has to be a challenge that's viral. You can challenge yourself, you know. I went to Del Taco. I said I saw they had a deal. I think 3 hard snack tacos for $2 or like $1.80 or something like that. So I got 9. And my whole bill was like $5.50 or maybe $6. I don't remember. Anyways, I get 9 tacos. I come on stream. I'm like, dude, you guys aren't going to believe this. I'm going to try. I'm probably going to fail. I'm going to try. Are you listening? I'm going to try to eat all 9 tacos on stream. Turns out these tacos, they kind of skimped me on the meat. It turns out I ate all 9 tacos in like 15 minutes, and then I was still hungry for more. So, lucky for you guys, that means next Tuesday, when we stream here on Twitch, we're going for 12. We're going to make this a real challenge. And they're not like the little tiny tacos from Jack in the Box. Although, well, Jack in the Box has tiny tacos, minis, and regular tacos. But it would be equivalent to me eating 9 Jack in the Box tacos. But that's why Jack in the Box can be trusted, because they don't sell tacos in odd numbers, only even numbers, 2 at a time. Who's out here selling 3 tacos? I got to get 9, 12, 15. What comes after that? 18, 21, 24, 21? It's mostly about saving of the money and the enjoying of the tacos. I do wonder if I could get a soft snack taco, though. I didn't ask. The picture says you can't get them like that. I've been really craving Del Taco lately. If you guys don't live on the West Coast, Del Taco is like Taco Bell. I don't know if it's better or worse. I would say it's exactly like Taco Bell, just a couple of changes. And they still have quesadillas. They still have burritos. They still have tacos. They still have chips and salsa. Although Del Taco, I think their guac is made by a person and not by some robot in the middle of the country. So, I mean, I like it. The prices are more affordable. Taco Bell, if you want to get a good deal, at Taco Bell, you got to either have the app or you got to get a snack box. You can't just look at something on Taco Bell and go, oh man, the Crunchwrap Supreme, that looks good. You think we could try that? And you look up, it's $9. And you go, I'll just have the poor person's Crunchwrap, which is only $1.50. You know, like you have to downgrade. At Del Taco, everything's cheap. I don't think they have nothing on there that's like $9. Unlike McDonald's. You know what? I'm not going to bitch about fast food all day. I'm just saying it's getting out of hand. So I had the 9 tacos. What else happened? I mentioned to you guys last week that on my way to go cliff jumping, I had a light come on in my car that said one of my tire pressure sensors is broken. I got stressed out. I started Googling it. I'm like, okay, how much will this cost to fix? And we found a happy ending out of a story that was almost bad. But I waited a week, and then I finally got it fixed yesterday. And it only cost me $77, which is money that I wish I didn't have to spend on some dumb shit. And it wasn't. Here's my thing. I need the peace of mind that knowing that if one of my tires is low pressure, which happens all the time, I run over a screw in Las Vegas every 2 to 3 months and I have to get my tire patched, which costs $20, $25. Back in the good old days, it was $10. Joe Biden even got into the world of llanterias. This guy pissing me off. Tire patching prices going up, skyrocketing. They don't talk about that. All right. First off, I don't know who's losing screws in the middle of the street for me to run over. You know how expensive screws are today? All right, I'm joking. So what the fuck was I just talking about? The tire pressure gauge. Yeah, I got it fixed. They're like, it's going to cost $77. They tried to sell me 4 new tires for like $400. I was like, dude, absolutely not. And I was fortunate enough where this discount tire location is. It's only a half mile from a bar where my friend works. So that was great. They said it's going to take an hour. I'm like, man, it's hot in here. And they're like, yeah, it's hot everywhere. So I get on my skateboard. I grab my skateboard. I leave my car with them. I skateboard a half mile. I go to the bar. I drink a beer. I gambled a little bit. Caught up with some friends. The bar manager was asking me how he could start a poker YouTube channel. So I was talking to him about editing programs and social media. And he's like, well, what if I just paid you to edit all my videos? And I was like, dude, you couldn't afford it. It wouldn't be worth it. But here's my number. If you have any questions about editing, I will walk you through whatever I can. If I can. You can't start a YouTube channel and the first thing you do is pay someone else to edit for you because you'd never make money. He's like, how much a video? And I'm like, dude, $150. He's like, oh, okay, that's not bad. And I'm like, no, that's really bad. That's a terrible price from me. That's a combination of me saying I kind of don't want to work and I'm only going to work for a lot of money. Because you could go on Fiverr and get someone to edit your shit for $10. But it's not going to be good. And if I do it, it's also not going to be good. But I don't want to deal with the stress. You guys remember I was editing videos for a jiu-jitsu gym? I made them 4 videos. And then when I was like, yeah, I'm 4 videos in, you guys still haven't paid me. I was charging them, I think, $75 a video or something. I don't remember exactly. Because I was also going to get some free training time. And I just never got paid, and they wanted a 5th video, and I was like, this is video number 5. I haven't been paid in 3 months. What about that? And he goes, well, this is actually video number 2. And I'm like, okay. How is it video number 2 when I made these 4 videos? He goes, I didn't see those. I said, that's weird, because all 4 of these are on your Instagram right now. You haven't seen them? You took them from me. You posted them on Instagram. Where's my money? And then the guy eventually gave me the money. And then he was like, I want to make a series like called Jiu-Jitsu Masterclass. We need like 3 cameras, microphones, lights. And I was like, no, absolutely not. I can't. You think I'm going to get 3 friends to come help me do this just to not get paid? Oh, yeah, right. So anyways, talked to the guy at the bar about his YouTube channel. And then as I skated back, oh, this is also a funny part. I got to the intersection of Rancho and Craig. And some guy's walking to work. It's hot as balls outside. And he's like, hey, I used to skate with you. And I said, hey, what's up, man? And they just walked away. There was no, remember me from blank. There was no, remember when I did this trick? There was no, man, remember we had this conversation, or you were cool, or could have even been, you were mean to me at the skate park. Nope. I used to skate with you. Oh, hey, how's it going, man? Silent walk away. It's got to be something bad, right? I was probably a douche to him or something. And then I passed that guy across the street, and then I went into Lee's Discount Liquor. I don't know if this is, I think this is only a Nevada thing, Lee's Discount Liquor. But imagine like a Total Wines or a big franchise liquor store. This thing is huge. I mean, like, it's a big store. It's like, it's the size of like 4 basketball courts. So a large store. You go in there, there's probably 1,000 types of whiskey. And I started walking around. I was looking for new flavors of like Four Loko and Steel Reserve. I found out that that's below these people. They're not interested in bum alcohol. So I went over to the vodka section. And it's funny, I was trying to figure out if I could find like a habanero vodka or like a Carolina Reaper vodka, because I've read about them, but I usually don't go to the actual big liquor store. The liquor stores I go to are very small. They're smaller than a gas station. So I go in there, I start looking around, and I immediately find what I'm looking for, which is surprising because there's thousands of vodkas. I immediately find what I'm looking for. Hot Ones, the internet show with Sean Evans where he asks celebrities questions while making them eat spicy wings. They have their own New Amsterdam flavored vodka. And I didn't look at it that much because I had my skateboard in my hand. I looked like a fucking tweaker at the liquor store. Had people like hovering over me thinking I was going to steal, which is because I looked like someone who was about to steal. And I snapped a couple of pictures. They also had, okay, first off, the spicy vodka, only 15, 16 bucks from what I remember. I didn't get the price in the photo. Only 15, 16 bucks. I'd be willing to try that with a Bloody Mary. You know, a Bloody Mary mix, spicy vodka, boom. Maybe a habanero, like a thinly sliced habanero around the edge of the glass. Should we get fancy? Maybe on Monday we'll get fancy, dude. Tell you what, if we what are we gonna do on Friday? We're gonna stream on Friday. If we can muster together like $9, I'll pay the rest, and we'll see if we can get that liquor. And maybe we'll make a fancy. I'm talking fancy. Salt on the rim. Oh no, MSG on the rim. No, Malden salt. I always don't know how to say that. Malden salt. The fancy salt with like all the diamonds on it goes around the edge. And then one tiny little slice of a habanero on the edge. And then the spicy vodka. And then a couple ice cubes. And then the Bloody Mary mix. The premium Bloody Mary mix. Not that great value bullshit. Maybe I could even find some horseradish to put on there as one little gloop as garnish. Maybe some type of leaf. A little sprig of cilantro on top. Or basil. Okay. What was I talking about? I was riding back to the bar. Yeah, I get back to the bar, everything's fine, and that was how I spent yesterday. New topic. I follow a local food channel. They have a popular Instagram and TikTok. It's called Unlocked. It's maybe one of the bigger local food channels, you know? It's like a food reviewer. He makes a 30-second video. It's just like every other video. It's the exact same. Like, you're not going to believe how good these chicken wings are if you dip them in the sauce, and I highly recommend getting the thing on the side. Oh, and don't sleep on their drinks. Their drinks are good too. So check them out. Link in the description. It's one of those types of channels, and they made a video months ago, maybe a month or two ago, about a place that makes their own chicken fingers from chicken. And the chicken fingers that they make don't look like the chicken fingers that they sell at Walmart or like at a bar or at a restaurant or at like Applebee's. You know, they're kind of flat and long. One side's fat and it kind of comes to a point. Imagine like a chicken finger. No, the chicken fingers at this place where the guy is reviewing, they're long, like a long I couldn't even explain. Like it's like a thin cucumber shape, a long, thin cucumber shape. All right. So, anyways, in this video, which gets millions of views, he goes, and these are not your average chicken fingers. These are the perfect girth for dipping in sauces, and they're made homemade. And I heard them say perfect girth, and I wrote in a comment, LOL, what is the perfect girth? Question mark. Because, you know, I'm relating it to the food. It's kind of like a subtle dick joke. And you never thought that comment would go viral. It got thousands and thousands of likes. And the comments are really weird. Got a lot of likes from women that just thought it was a funny joke. Got a lot of men commenting, describing their dick to me in detail. And it's weird and gross. And maybe now I have an idea of what women go through. If a woman makes a subtle dick joke, do you just get overwhelmed with like a bunch of men describing their dick to you on a daily basis in comments and DMs? Dude, and I'm a man. My profile picture is me. I don't look like a chick. It's just some dude that, in reference to a chicken finger, wrote, what's the perfect girth? Comment after comment. Well, my dick's 9 inches and it's girthy, and trust me, the ladies don't complain. I'm like, bro, you know you just replied to a man describing your dick, and it's dozens and dozens of replies of men talking about, well, you'd have to see my dick to know the perfect girth. You are responding to a man. Here's what I think. I think that they're saying that in hopes that there's just a bunch of like hot chicks just looking through Instagram comments, they're looking in Instagram comments to find the man of their dreams by the first thing they know about him is about his dick, and in their weird like fantasy, like this is how I met your mom. Some man made a funny joke about chicken wings. I went onto his profile and started writing about my dick, and then your mom just happened to be browsing Instagram randomly and saw my comment on another man. Your mom saw me describing my dick to a man and said, I want him. I don't know why people are doing this, but every time they do it, my phone goes off and it says, someone responded to your girth fucking thing. And I go, oh, I got a new comment? What? Maybe on my cliff jumping video? Maybe because I rode a dirt bike? Oh, maybe it was that nice kick flip I did the other day. Nope. Some weird man describing his dick. Well, great. So I don't comment on food videos anymore. You know what? I learned my lesson, and it's not going to happen. Speaking of social media, on my new channel, Steve Hates Skating, I talk about it every week. It's doing really well. It has like 17,000 followers now. It's gaining like 500 to 1,000 every day. It's doing very well. Turns out to get people to watch your videos, all you have to do is piss off people that are easy to piss off and make them cry like little babies. But I've noticed the insults are all the same. You know, they say, you can't skate, you're dumb, unk, you yap too much, you're a D1 hater. And then they say, you don't skate, prove to me that you can skate. And then I do, and then they delete their comment. But I've been getting a lot of people that just say that, oh, you're bald. Oh, must be nice being bald. And you know what I've been getting a lot lately? It's an insult when somebody says, oh, I bet you don't even have kids. I go, what? I'm mind blown. Oh, I bet you don't even have kids, loser. What? The opposite would be an insult. Like, if my friends, you know what, my friends tell me that, man, you're doing great, dude. You still don't have kids? Let's go, dude. And then they dap you and high five you and buy you a beer. Or they go, man, I used to love watching UFC with you all the time, man, but I got my fucking kids, dude. You're lucky you can just watch UFC. I just gotta deal with my kids, man. But now, I don't know who invented like the insult game for the new generation, but it doesn't make sense to anyone. I bet you don't even have kids, dude. Yeah, that was the point. All the times I pulled my dick out before coming was on purpose. Believe me. Like, what? So I'm also getting the ones where like you're bald, and I have this dilemma where I'm like, I could just post a picture of me not being bald, right? My hair's been growing out lately. This would be the perfect time to prove that I'm not bald. But also I'm like, where did bald come from? Like, there's a lot of things you could talk shit on me about, right? You could say shitty tattoos, or you could say I'm fat, or I skate slow, or like ugly, or my glasses, or I don't know, my neck or my chin or something. Like, there's thousands. Or if I didn't shave, you could say like, oh, I look like a tweaker. Or my clothing, you could go in on my clothing and talk shit on my pants are always dirty, or my green shoelaces, or my dirty shoes. You could do anything, but in order to do that, you have to look at the person you're making a joke about and like observe them and go, I'm gonna make a joke about that thing. The new generation, they're just like, I don't know any jokes, but I heard my friend call someone bald once, and I think it would apply right now. Even though I can see that the guy does have hair, that doesn't matter, because I think bald is rude, and rude is mean, and mean is an insult. So that's what I'm gonna do because my friend did it. And I look at you, I'm like, bro, I'm not bald. What made you think that? I'm wearing a hat? I turn my head a lot. You can see hair, but what made you think that? Nothing made them think that. The kids are just repeating everything that they've heard. You're bald, unk. You're yapping. Okay. So I guess if I did have kids, if I chose to have children, I would teach them how to talk shit online. And I would teach them there's a time and place, because nowadays, kids are very sensitive. There's a time and place. But I would say, listen, if you want to talk shit on that kid, let's first look at his shoes, then scan him up and down. First go shoes, then go pants. Check out his belt, see if he has a goofy belt. Shirt, see what the shirt says. Maybe like if his collar's too big or something. Then examine his face. Think of something that makes him ugly. Then go like hair, hat, and then go to like his voice. Like, oh, he's got a lisp, and then let's like think about his parents, or how he gets to school, right? Or maybe he walks weird. Like, look at how he walks, and then make a mental note of all the things we can make fun of him on, and then start slow. Start at the low tier ones, and then, like maybe if his parents or his dad died or something, save that one for last. That's the grand finale, and then just stack the insults. Don't just go on TikTok and go, he's bald and yaps a lot. No, there's an art to this. It's not even an art. At the highest level, there's an art to talking shit. At the lowest level, at least be logical. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to have to lower like grades and shit, because if you can't even talk shit on somebody, you definitely can't do math. You definitely can't spell words. You're never going to like figure out like the capital of California. What is the capital of California? Hold on a minute. Can somebody hold on a minute? What is the actual capital of California? I should have made this a trivia question. It can't be Los Angeles, right? There's no way. And whenever someone says it, it's going to be obvious. The capital of Nevada is Carson City. And we only have 3 big cities here. We have Las Vegas, Reno, Carson City. What's in Carson City? I don't know. How the fuck would I know? Sacramento? It cannot be Sacramento. Is it? Man, I would have lost that fucking I would have lost that argument. All right. Anyways, step up the insults, TikTok generation. You can't call someone bald if they have hair. I mean, you can't, or go hairline. Go hairline. Here's my thing too. The hairline joke was pretty hot, 7-8 years ago. You have to have a bad hairline to do the hairline joke. You have to. But people got used to hearing it. The younger generation got used to hearing hairline, hairline, hairline. And then the jokes wouldn't even make sense. They'd be like, oh, your hairline looks like a backpack. And I'd be like, wait, did you just say hairline and then the first thing you saw was a backpack? And you said my hairline looks like a backpack? No, your hairline looks like a cloud. Are you just naming things that you see in reference to the word hairline? Are you not even observing something to talk shit about? No, your hairline looks like my shoe. Bro, Come up with something. Yourself, come up with something. All right. So the other night, I got to watching these shows, and I finished The Bear. I'll talk about that later. Stayed up late. I said, you know what? I'm stayed up late, drank some beers. I need to go to sleep immediately. So I took a melatonin, and oh shit, the melatonin's kicked in. I'm going to tell you what happened to me in one single night of dreaming. One single dream. Although this dream spanned like months. I was only asleep for, what, 5 hours before I had to let the dog out? 5 hours on Earth, 1 month in dream world. So at some point in this dream, my dog was talking to me. We had a full-on conversation, me and him. It wasn't weirded out. Just me and my dog Koopa having a conversation. And then at some point, all my toilets overflowed, and they were pushing out like everything flooded, but it wasn't doo-doo. But every single thing in my house flooded, which doesn't make sense because it would have been sewer colored if I had a mainline clog, but it doesn't matter. The dreams aren't logical. So then I was like underwater with toilet water. And then at some point I ran into my ex-girlfriend from like 10 years ago, and she was 8 feet tall. In real life, this person's 5 feet tall. In dream world, she's 8 feet tall. I'm looking up at her, I'm like, dude, what the fuck happened to you? You're fucking huge. And she's like, man, you never talked, you stopped calling me. And I'm like, yeah, bitch, that was fucking 10 years ago. How are you so tall? What are you doing? You're fucking huge. What happened to you? And at no point am I like, oh, this is a dream. I'm just kind of like, 8 foot tall woman, a little suspicious, I guess. She has to duck to get into doors and shit. That's kind of weird. And then a bunch of other shit happened. And then I'm at a party, and we're at in this party there's an octagon, like UFC octagon, and I'm like best friends with Nate Diaz for some reason, which is a fighter I don't even really like. But in dream world, we're best friends, and I'm watching him fight, and he's getting the shit beat out of him by some other guy at the party. And I'm like trying to throw him in the towel, and he's just getting that. Oh, bro, he's dying. It's like a near-death experience, but he won't get knocked out. He keeps standing up, and he keeps just like flailing, and he's just getting the shit kicked out of him. His eyes are all swollen and black, blood all over his face. And I think eventually I jumped over the cage. I was like, we have to stop this, dude. He's gonna die. Just because he doesn't get knocked out, he still loses. And then me and him are sitting on the couch, and I'm like, dude. He's like, dude, you stopped the fight, man. I could have still won. And I'm like, dude, you are going to be so fucked up tomorrow. We should probably go to the hospital. He's like, dude, I'm not going to the hospital. We're at the party. Let's drink some beers. And I'm like, dude, we got to get the fuck out of this party, because if you start talking shit, that guy's just going to keep beating you up. So then the plan was me and Nate Diaz were going to go skateboarding. And I remember, I'm like, dude, what if we go to the skate park right now, dude? We can go hang out and go skate. And he goes, I don't know why. He goes, I'm only going to the skate park if you'll film. If you'll film me do some tricks on the box. I'm like, dude, I'll film you do some tricks on the box. Of course. As long as we get out of here. Yeah, that's a great compromise. If I save your life, I'll film you do some tricks on the box. And that was just some weird melatonin dream. Why am I skateboarding with Nate Diaz after talking to my dog with an 8 foot tall woman in a pool of toilet water? I don't know. But when you get melatonins, get those fuckers that say 10 milligrams on them, because those fuckers will slap. Get the one that says 10 mg. They're the same price. You can get 3 milligram, 10 milligram, same price. You know what? Treat yourself. You deserve it. You deserve to go skateboarding with Nate Diaz, guys. Oh, shit. And I was watching, oh, fuck, I just remembered this right now. I was watching Chef Jean-Pierre turn like milk into butter by using this machine that whips it up and separates separates it into butter. And I was driving Nate Diaz somewhere, and I saw a big ass whisk, and I was like, dude, there's a whisk right there in the trash, and it's a whisk that's like 4 feet tall. I'm like, dude, we should stop and grab it. And he's like, but it's in the trash. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. I should go buy my own whisk. And that was a part of the dream. Just some conversation about a giant whisk in the trash. What? The dreams? What's going on in there? What's going on in that brain of yours? What else is going on? So on my second channel, Steve Hates Skating, I've been talking a lot about roll-on grinds. not in the past couple weeks, but a couple months ago. Roll on grinds. So if you have a rail and you're skateboarding, you would have to jump onto the rail. Think about like a handrail that goes downstairs. You have to jump from flat ground, boing, and then ollie up into the air and land on the rail. But there are some locations and spots where the rail is like the same level, like the same plane as the ground. So instead of ollieing, you simply roll your skateboard in a straight line and it lands on the rail. And obviously when I explain that to anyone who has a brain, they go, oh, well, just rolling onto it would be easier. And I say, yes, it's way easier. Ollieing, you can ollie, the board can bobble, your foot can lose it, you can get some air foot. If your foot comes off a little bit, the board can tilt. The board can lock in incorrectly, depending on how fast or slow you're going. You can miss the rail completely. If you land on your toe side for a front 50-50, you're gonna slam your shins. If you land too hard on the heel side, you're gonna hit your butt, or you're gonna hang out your bicep on the rail and be hung out like this, like a torture device. There's a lot, or you can hit your balls. If something goes wrong, a lot can go wrong. If you do the roll on grind, all you have to do is look down and roll on. So I said that, but of course the new generation goes, no, we like roll on grinds, and you don't understand, they're harder. And I said, no, I know why you like them, because you don't need any real skill to do them. And that's what's important right now. It's the participation medal of handrails, rolling onto the grind without ollieing. And they go, you never do it. I said, yeah, yes, I never do it, motherfucker. I got into this sport to challenge myself, not to put a TikTok video of me sucking. So of course, the new generation who does these tricks often, they have to defend it. They can't even use logic, obviously, just like I'm bald. They can't use the logic behind I can ollie into a rail and I can roll onto a rail. You can roll onto a rail, but you are not able to ollie onto one because it's harder and more difficult and you just can't. It would be too far out of your level of skill. And they go, no, it's because I don't want to. I'm like, okay, fine. How about I prove it? So this week, I'm doing a video on how easy it is to roll on grind, and I'm going to do it with 1 foot. I'm gonna roll onto this grind with 1 foot, and the reason I'm talking about this here on the podcast is because I wanted to brainstorm what the excuses are going to be as to why I'm still wrong. They told me I couldn't do it. They told me it was harder. What's going to be the excuse when I do it first try with 1 foot? What's going to be the excuse if I do it switch? What's going to be the excuse if I do it into a Smith grind or a crooked grind or 5-0? What will be the excuse if I do all of these things first try, on film, on camera, joking? What will they say? They'll say it's not the same. Or they'll say the rail's square. The rail's square, we only do it on round rails. What are they going to say? They're going to say, it's not the same, you're not going fast enough. There's going to be excuse after excuse after excuse after excuse. And here's what happens in skateboarding and in everything. In everything online, in everything in life. Oftentimes, if you're having some type of like argument with someone and you're able to prove yourself right, they have to move the goalpost. So I'll give you another example in skateboarding. Somebody will say, I'll say that kickflip was sloppy. They'll say, okay, you think that kickflip's sloppy? Do a cleaner one. And I'll say, okay. I go outside, I do a clean one. And they go, oh, well, you didn't do it up a curb. The one in the video was up the curb. And I say, well, when you asked me to do this, you just said do it flat ground. Now I have to do it up the curb? Yeah, it doesn't count unless it's up the curb. Okay, then I do it up the curb. And then they go, oh, well, you did it up the curb, but it wasn't fast enough. And I go, but a minute ago, it wasn't about speed and height. A minute ago, it was just about the trick. So then I do one fast. And they go, well, okay, but your style was bad. And I go, wait a minute. It had to be fast and high and stop. In the beginning, I proved you wrong the first time, the second time, the third time, the fourth time, and every time I do it, the goalpost gets moved. And that's how a lot of things are in arguing online, but also in life. Do you guys remember when I backflipped a scooter? It's because I said tail whips are easy, and I did a tail whip, and they said, well, yeah, everyone can tail whip. You'll never 360. And then I did a 360, and then they said, well, whoever told you to do a 360 was lying, because that's easy. That doesn't count. And they said, do a 180 tail whip. And I said, okay, fine, I'll do that. And they go, whoa, that doesn't count. No, that doesn't count. Do a backflip. They're only saying these because they think it's impossible. And then I did a backflip. And then guess what was next? They tried to get me to do a flare. And then they tried to get me to do a brie flip. And I'm like, dude, you will never be satisfied until I am the #1 scooter rider in the world, gold medal holding scooter rider, winning the regional championships for every location across the earth. And then finally you'll be like, well, you're not God. Like that's how I win the argument. I ironically turned pro, which would probably take, I mean, honestly, it'd probably take about 2 or 3 hours to become that good at a sport so stupid. But when the goalpost keeps getting moved, you look dumber, in my opinion. Anyways, that's all I have for topics. I did watch a lot of movies. I watched one last night called Red Spy. Oh no, it's called Red, but it's about spies, and Bruce Willis was in it. And I always forget this guy's name. The black guy that plays God. He talks slow. He narrates penguins. What the fuck is that guy's name? It's Bruce Willis and that guy. Anyways, it's called Spy, and it's like half comedy. It would be like if Ocean's 11 was made for like 5-year-olds. Morgan Freeman, thank you. So if you want to watch a spy movie like with your son or daughter, watch Red. It's like comical, like it's not realistic at all. At some points you're watching it and you're like, dude, this is for adults. So it's okay. What else? I watched the Joe Rogan comedy. I thought it was okay. So I've seen Joe Rogan in the past. I thought his comedy was pretty whack. This one was pretty good. If you're vaguely a fan of like Joe Rogan's commentary or his podcast, I think you'd probably like the comedy. If you don't like him on like Fear Factor or UFC commentary or his podcast or anything, then you probably wouldn't care for it. So it's kind of like, I think Joe Rogan's an interesting guy. That made the comedy okay for me. Is it the best comedy of the year? No, it's not. But he did a lot better than I expected. So if I could talk you guys into watching it, if you're a vague Joe Rogan fan, go for it. If you're not, you could probably live without it. I finished The Bear season 3. It's a show about a guy that wants to start a fine dining restaurant. He runs into all these problems. Season 1 was okay. Season 2 was and season 3 was complete fucking trash. I don't know how this show got such good reviews. I have no fucking idea how this show has good reviews. I watched the entire thing. It's not worth your time. A lot of people have suggested it to me because I watch a lot of cooking videos. I like stuff like that. The acting is pretty good. All right, how they build tension is pretty good. The directing is okay. And they ran out of shit to do. They ran out of story, and they just started stretching shit out in season 3. It's awful. Terrible. Don't watch it. Last night I started an animated movie. I know, an anime. What's wrong with me? I already know I'm not going to like it, but I started it anyways. I started one called Howl's Moving Castle. So I've seen Spirited Away. I thought it was okay. I watched some shit about a pig flying an airplane. I thought it was stupid as fuck. But I started Howl's Moving Castle anime. I think it's like Disney and GB. I'm going to say it wrong. GB Studios, some big animation studio in Japan. And I thought it was pretty good. I haven't finished it. I still have about a half hour left. I don't understand anything that's happening in the show. I don't understand like why. It's like someone just living their life, and then a wizard comes and casts a curse on them randomly, and then they start going into different worlds trying to solve like uncast spells on each other. And I don't know like where it's going or why it's happening or who started it or anything, but the animation is good and the story's followable, and I'm hoping that in the next half hour everything will make sense. But I don't know, overall I kind of like the show. So on Howl's Moving Castle, I will get back to you guys next week and let you know what I thought of it. It could still be a good movie or a bad movie. I still haven't decided because I'm in the middle and nothing makes sense yet. That's all I've watched this week, and that's all I have to talk about here on the podcast. Wait, I have a trivia question. Would you like to win a free sticker pack? Yeah, I would love to. All right. We're going to start vague, and then it's going to get easier and easier and easier. Here it is. This debut team, consisting of Devin Harris, Dudley Stokes, Michael White, Freddie Powell, and last-minute replacement, Chris Stokes, qualified at the 1988 Winter Olympic Games in Calgary, Alberta. The question is, what country? What country are we talking about? Now, let me explain it again. In 1988, a four-man bobsled team from this country made their historical debut at the Calgary, Alberta Games. What was the country? Their coach was Howard Seiler, an Olympic bobsledder for the United States in 1972 and 1980. iBookBoy says Jamaica. Vintage Lizzie says Jamaica. iBookBoy cannot win this month, but Vintage Lizzie is the winner. Lizzie, you are the champion. The bobsled team. You guys remember Cool Runnings? Jamaica, you know, I can't believe. Jamaica, we have a bobsled team. I'm probably fucking up the words there. Sanka, you dead? I got my lucky egg. All right, check out Cool Runnings if I don't know how to I don't know how to suggest this movie. It's just an okay movie. I don't know. Sanka, you dead? All right, can I get a hell yeah from everybody? If you tuned in late, you can catch the repeat of this podcast on Sunday. It comes out on iTunes, on Podbean, on Spotify, podcast app, anywhere where podcasts can be found. If you're watching this on YouTube, let me know what you thought of my dreams. Let me know if I can eat 12 tacos. Let me know the perfect girth for a dick. Let me know if I'm bald. Let me know your thoughts on roll-on grinds. Anything you guys want to comment on from today's podcast, let me know on YouTube, but that comes out on Sunday early in the morning. Shout out to Cam702, Vintage Lizzie, OGZ. Oh, by the way, Lizzie, send me your contact information in a DM after the podcast. Love My Toe, Cooter Thug, Chillin' Pete, Cam702, Vintage Lizzie, OGZ, iBookBoy. I appreciate you guys all for hanging out. Did we get any donations today? We did not, but I did get a resubscribe from Mr. Jesus. He's been with us for 23 months in a row. That's very nice of him. And Love My Toe, who I opened her gifts yesterday, sent a present to me. It's a bunch of spicy stickers, Hello Kitty stickers, and bugs. So appreciate that. You guys can always do nice things for me. You can always do nice things for me. Send me money if you want to, even like $1 as a tip. You know what I mean? Like at Subway, they make your sandwich, they make you laugh. I show up every single Friday trying to make you guys laugh. And I upload this to all those podcast things, try to be entertaining. I write down these lists. I also enjoy it myself, but if you want to support the podcast, send money. But I don't have any money. Yeah, me neither. That's why I'm asking. But if you don't have any money, you can also tell a friend. Tell a friend about the podcast. Tell them it made you laugh. Or if you have iTunes, go on the iTunes app or page or whatever and leave a review. And give me 5 stars or 10 stars. However many stars it is, give me the most of those stars and write a nice review. The stream will not end right now, but the podcast will end. So I appreciate you guys for hanging out. Again, we do this podcast every single Friday, 3:30 p.m., twitch.tv/Ninja Lifestyle. Have a great weekend out there. Hope you guys be safe. I'm going to go and try to win. I'm going to go try to win like $80,000 right now. So wish me luck. If I do win, we'll talk about it. I'll probably buy some cool guns and a new car. So we'll talk about that next week after I win, because I'm surely going to win this 8 spot for $1.50 at the Plaza Hotel. Oh, by the way, if anyone wants to come kill me today, I'll be at the Plaza Hotel Casino, Fremont Street Experience, Las Vegas, Nevada, downtown. Come and kill me. For everyone out there that keeps making threats to me on Instagram, that's where I'm at. No one's afraid. As I always say, don't drink too much and don't drink too little. Oh, yeah, if you like chicken wings, you would definitely like my dick right now. So click my profile because that's what you came to this food channel for.